Hey everyone, this is NoGymNeeded. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball What If video. So we know the original story. We know that Grandpa Gohan found Goku right when he landed, right when the pod crashed. Now, what would change if instead of that happening, Bulma is driving toward Gohan's house and she sees out of the sky a flaming meteor hit the ground? She thinks to herself, well, that could be interesting. I should go investigate it. The Dragon Ball will always be there waiting for me. So she goes and checks it out, hoping to get a scientific sample. Now, to Bulma's surprise, it's not a meteor. In fact, it's a spaceship. So she says, wow, this is amazing. We can use this technology for many different inventions. And then she sees baby Goku crying, as we know he does best. And she basically thinks, oh wow, a baby. Maybe this was some kind of government space project or something. So she uses a scanner to scan the inside and outside of the pod to get its information so she can bring it back to her parents. And once that's done, she just leaves the kid and just walks away. She's like, I need to go get that Dragon Ball. It's so close. You know, if this is a government project, they're going to be here retrieving this anytime. So she's got it all scanned. She can give it to her parents. They can make lots of money on new inventions with it, and no one has to know. And she's gonna go get the Dragon Ball. So she heads off to get the Dragon Ball, and she meets Grandpa Gohan. She wakes him up and says, hey, you know, I was just in the area, and Bulma's trying to think of an excuse of why she's here. So she can't tell him it's to get the Dragon Ball. So she says, I was just driving and I saw this big crash and I thought it was a meteor. You see, my parents, they're the owners of Capsule Corporation, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to collect some samples. So I went over there and it actually turns out it was a boy. It crash landed in some kind of spaceship, probably a government program. And then I saw on my radar that there was a house here and I just came to make sure everybody was okay. Grandpa Gohan's naturally thinking to himself, well, why were you on that street in the first place? This place is very far away from any kind of city, which you're obviously from. But he doesn't say that. He just kind of nods along and says, well then, what are we waiting here for? Government program or not, there's a young boy, a baby over there who needs our help. For all we know, he could be starving. Those government programs are usually not very humane. Let's go help. Bulma hesitantly goes with him. So they go to the crash site right away. And she says, told ya. And he goes, very interesting indeed. I don't see any logos or any government imprints on any of the crafts. But maybe it was a secret project. We just don't know. Anyways, let's try to get the boy out of there. And then so they do end up getting Goku out. And he's holding him and says, something's different about this one. Bulma says, what do you mean? Well, he's got a tail coming out of his behind. And Bulma just screams, ah, what is this? Maybe we really did stumble upon a government project, and it's a conspiracy, and they were growing a mutant human hybrid in space. But Gohan has already taken a liking to Goku. He says, it's just a tail, and he's full of energy. Look at the little rascal kick around. It's not so bad. Let's take him back to the house for now, and feed him. So they go back to Grandpa Gohan's house. And Bulma only has one thing on her mind, and that's the Dragon Ball. Grandpa Gohan is tending to Goku and having fun rummaging around with him. Of course, his name's not Goku yet, but I'm going to refer to him as that because I don't think the name would change. And for right now, it makes it easier for me to refer to him. So, after all this would happen, Bulma would start trying to think of ways to get the Dragon Ball. She could steal it, but she's not really a thief. She belongs to a reputable family. And Gohan, he's thinking of ways that Goku can be taken care of. And they both actually come to the same realization. No one has come for the pod yet, so it's probably not a government program. And Grandpa Gohan, he really just doesn't have the means to take care of a kid. But Bulma, she can do blood samples and even find out his origins and tell him who he is. Something Gohan could not do for him. So Gohan wants Bulma to take him back to the city and raise him. And of course Gohan wants to come visit sometimes too. And Bulma agrees, but she's like, you know, that's a big responsibility. I wasn't in for this. Is there anything maybe you can give me for this? Grandpa Gohan's like, I don't have anything to give you. And that's the reason I want to let little Goku, they've already named him Goku now, go with you. And so Bulma sees the Dragon Ball and she goes, well, look at that. That thing's shiny and cool. I've never seen that kind of material. Is it fake? Plastic? What is it made out of? And he explains to her, it's a Dragon Ball. I could give you that. And Bulma says, cha-ching. And so she takes off with the ball and with Goku, and Gohan promises to come for a visit. But before Goku and Bulma leave for the city, Grandpa Gohan requests that Goku stay with him for a week, and Bulma can stay too. And he took Goku around and did all sorts of stuff with him. He wanted to really get the smell of nature and the earth into Goku's senses as a little kid. And then, after the week, he went to go meet Bulma's parents. And well, they had some very advanced baby playthings for him. So even as a little baby and into his young childhood, they noticed not only was Goku very, very energetic and kind of rowdy and liked to destroy things, albeit by accident usually, he was always going up to the spaceships and even the prototype gravity rooms. It's like he could sense something from them. He wasn't sure what it was, and they all noticed it. It did become a phenomenon that they were talking about in Bulma's family. So Bulma's dad got an idea. He made a set of rooms with no doors, with different gravity in each room. And Goku could try to go in if he wanted to. And did he? And Goku started going through them. He went from 2 times gravity to 3 times to 4 times. Day after day, he'd wander in there by himself after eating. By the age of 1, he was already in 15 times gravity. Well, they're born on a planet that has 10 times more gravity than Earth, so it makes sense. And by the time he was 1 3/4 years old, he was already in 30 times gravity. He just kept going. And they kept building, of course. They never thought he would get that far. And they were taking blood samples and all sorts of stuff. They knew he was not human at this point. They'd been studying him for a while, and they're just observing him. And really his curiosity is just taking over, and he's just basically training without even knowing he's training. And he's getting much stronger. His power level is increasing, to say the least. And he's even trying to sleep in the gravity chambers and stuff, and they have to turn it all off and go in there and get him for bed. So as Goku keeps growing older, Gohan comes over from time to time, and he sees that Goku's still destroying things in the house. So Gohan decides to teach Goku martial arts so he can control his energy. And that leads to him being introduced to Roshi. And Roshi doesn't really train Goku. Roshi has Krillin, and Gohan has Goku. And so Goku and Krillin become more of rivals in this one. So Goku goes and trains with Krillin and Roshi sometimes, which is fun for him, and he likes having more company. And then sometimes Krillin comes and trains with Goku. But eventually Krillin got addicted to the gravity chamber too, and it was like a game. He wanted to get up there to the 30 gravity like Goku. And Goku's trying not to go any further. He's mastering 30 gravity, and he's waiting for Krillin to catch up. Finally, Krillin catches up, and they're sparring in 30 Gs, and Krillin's wearing the turtle shell up in there, and he's like, yeah, this is great. And man, they're just having a blast. So Bulma stopped searching for the Dragon Balls for a while. She got so caught up in raising Goku. She was just having a blast, and so they go out and search for the Dragon Balls again. They get the one from Roshi. That one just kind of came to them by means of Gohan and Roshi coming over. And then they go and meet Yamcha and fight with him. Goku makes quick work of him. He's much stronger than before. And so a lot of the same stuff happens. Goku goes on the same adventures. He still gets beat by General Tao because even though he's stronger, he's just not a good technical fighter yet. And Tao has been a mercenary for a long time. It's the same in Super. He just couldn't stand up to Hit, no matter how strong he was, because Hit was such a good technical fighter. Eventually he did. And eventually he got the better of Tao. He went up Korin's tower still. And not just Goku. Goku went up with a turtle shell. Krillin and Yamcha also went up. They're all having great fun training, and they're all getting way stronger. They're just in love with the process, and they're really bonding. So they all get to the top, and they all drink the divine water. It's a power up for everybody. and they're having a great time. And then they descend the tower, they get even stronger, and things carry on about the same. He defeats King Piccolo, a lot easier, might I say. So this timeline wouldn't really change in the events as much as it would change in just the facts. So Gohan would still be alive, he would become an amazing father figure for Goku, and Goku would still meet Chi-Chi. That whole thing would happen, and he could even introduce Chi-Chi to Gohan. That would be a good moment for Goku. And Bulma and Yamcha would still get together, and Krillin would still die at the end of Dragon Ball, but he would get wished back, and Goku wouldn't turn Super Saiyan or anything. He would still just get really angry, and the same stuff would happen. Now the big changes are going to become really evident when Raditz comes to Earth. When the Saiyan saga begins, Goku is going to be much, much stronger. He and the other Z fighters will be a force to be reckoned with, because now they have access to amazing training equipment, and they're going to learn better martial arts techniques from Roshi and Gohan. Alright, a point I want to touch on before we finish this is how they really learned ki control and flying. It's almost a mystery. In the anime, he flies when he's fighting Tien Shinhan up on Kami's lookout, but in the manga, he only jumps really high and then Tien hits him back to the ground. In the manga, he doesn't learn how to actually fly until he's fighting Piccolo, and Piccolo shoots a big beam at him and his body is just broken and bruised. He can't move, so he actually uses his ki to move and he ends up flying. So in this one as well, the foot Kamehameha was a big precursor to him learning how to fly. So some people may be like, well, he wouldn't have known the Kamehameha because now he's being trained by Gohan and not Roshi. But when they all got stronger, they really combined their strength. When the Budokai Tenkaichi tournament didn't really matter to them anymore, and they would still learn the Kamehameha, all of them. And Gohan would of course teach Goku to have great respect for the Kame style. So all I can say to Raditz is you better be careful where you tread, because they have never been more prepared to face the Saiyan threat. Alright guys, if you enjoy some of my pictures that I make, feel free to message me or leave a comment, and I could make you some cool pictures for your Instagram and things like that. So let me know. And this is NoGymNeeded, signing off on another Dragon Ball What If. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. You know, let's get this channel going, and let's make a community out of this.